Once upon a time, in a busy little town nestled between rivers and hills, lived a small family. Kashav, a strict school teacher, his gentle wife Mira, and their only son, Anai. Anai was unlike the other children in the town. He didn't laugh loudly or speak much. He would sit quietly, observing the world around him. While other children played, shouted, and ran across the fields, Anai would stay at a distance, his face calm, his lips pressed in silence, as if laughter was a language he had never learned. Many found his silence strange. Some said he was too shy. Others called him emotionless. But the only person who truly understood Anai was his mother, Mira. She would often tell people, "He may be quiet, but his heart is deeper than you know." But fate can be cruel. One morning when Anai was just 8 years old, his mother collapsed at home. It was a sudden heart attack. By the time help arrived, it was too late. Mira was gone. At her funeral, while relatives cried and the town mourned, Anai stood silently beside her body, his eyes blank. Not a single tear escaped him. People whispered, "This boy doesn't even cry. Maybe he feels nothing." But inside, Anai's world had shattered. He had lost the only person who made him feel safe, the only one who saw him. From that day forward, Anai stopped trying to smile. His father, Kashav, buried his grief in work. He became colder, quieter, and harder on Anai. He didn't know how to deal with his own pain, let alone his son's. The house that once echoed with Mira's soft laughter now fell into a silence so deep it was almost suffocating. As Anai grew up, he became a boy of routines. He did well in school, but he never raised his hand. He completed his assignments but never spoke in class. He avoided friends, ignored celebrations, and lived like a ghost among the living. His classmates often mocked him. "He's like a robot. Does he even feel anything?" But Anai had stopped caring, or at least that's what he told himself. Years passed. When he turned 18, Keshav pushed him to appear for a competitive exam. Anai tried his best, studied day and night, but the moment he entered the examination hall, his hands trembled. His vision blurred. Anxiety took over, and he couldn't write anything. He failed. When the results came out, Keshav didn't shout. He simply looked at his son and said, "You couldn't even give your mother a reason to be proud. I have no expectations left from you." That sentence broke something in Anai that was barely holding together. That evening, he walked to the bridge over the river. The wind was strong, and the sky was turning gray. He stood at the edge, staring at the water below. "I'm not meant for this world," he whispered. "I've never laughed, never succeeded, never belonged." He closed his eyes and stepped forward. But just then, a hand yanked him back. It was a young man in colorful clothes, juggling lemons and wearing the biggest grin Anai had ever seen. His name was Sparsh, a street performer, a clown without makeup, and a heart full of mischief. "Whoa, that was close," Sparsh laughed. "What's the rush, brother? There's enough pain down there. Why not stay up here and try joy for once?" Anai was stunned, speechless. He mumbled, "Who are you?" "I'm someone who believes that laughter is medicine, and you look like you haven't taken your dose in years." Anai didn't laugh. Instead, he said bitterly, "My life is pointless. No one sees me. No one wants me. Even my father. I've failed him." Sparsh sat beside him and said, "Give me 3 days. Just 3. If nothing changes, I'll walk with you back here and won't stop you next time." With nothing left to lose, Anai agreed. The next morning, Sparsh took Anai to a children's shelter. The place was full of chaos, laughter, toys, little feet running around. Sparsh handed him a box of crayons. "Today, your job is simple. Sit with 5 children and draw." "I don't know how to draw," Anai muttered. "Neither do they," Sparsh smiled. Anai hesitated, but eventually sat down with a little girl. She pushed paper in front of him. "Draw sky," she ordered. He drew a wobbly blue line. She burst into laughter. "That's not sky, that's river in the sky." Soon more children joined. They made fun of his drawings, asked questions, shared stories. For hours, Anai was surrounded by innocence, and for a moment, he forgot he was broken. That evening, he whispered to Sparsh, "They didn't judge me, they smiled with me." Sparsh grinned. "Maybe because your silence wasn't empty. It was peaceful." Day 2 arrived. Sparsh took Anai to a deaf and mute school. Today you'll perform a silent skit with the students about kindness. No speaking aloud. Anai panicked. I can't act. I can't even emote. Perfect, Sparsh winked. You'll fit right in. The children were warm, helpful, and encouraging. They taught Anai how to show emotion using expressions. During rehearsals, he had to pretend to cry, laugh, fall, and help. At first, he was stiff, but slowly, something changed. When the final performance began, Anai exaggerated a clumsy fall, helped a student in trouble, and flashed a silly smile. The room of silent children clapped using fluttering hands. And then, for the first time in years, Anai laughed. Loud, free, real. It surprised even him. That night he stared at the stars and said, "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I can feel again." On the third day, Sparsh gave him a sealed envelope. Today, go back home. But first, write a letter to your mother. Say what you never got to say. Anai trembled. It took him hours. But finally he wrote, "Dear Ma, I didn't cry when you left because I was afraid that if I cried, it would mean you were truly gone. I thought staying silent would keep me close to you, but all it did was bury me deeper in loneliness. Today I laughed, and it felt like you were there, laughing with me. I promise now, I will live. I will smile. I will make you proud. You're Anai." He placed the letter in a small paper boat and let it float down the river. When he reached home that night, his father opened the door in surprise. "You came back?" Anai simply nodded. He took out a drawing, a child's scribble with bright colors and messy lines. It said, "Uncle Anai's Smile Day." His father looked at the drawing, then at him. "What is this?" he asked. Anai smiled. "Not a small one, but a real one. It's my beginning." His father didn't say anything, but for the first time in years, he placed his hand on Anai's shoulder. And that silent gesture said more than 1,000 words. Years later, Anai became a child therapist and an emotional wellness coach. He created a program called Smiles in Silence, helping children and adults reconnect with lost joy through art, movement, and expression. The boy who never laughed now taught the world how to feel.